it's Jessie, and this is the Bun Mom Life. Hello, Fluffle Fam! Welcome back to the Bun Mom Life. I'm Jessie, professional voice actor by day and a completely obsessed bun mama for every waking moment. And I am so glad you're here. Okay, so last episode we talked about whether bunnies poop everywhere. And so today, naturally, we are going to dive right in even further. Today's episode is entirely dedicated to bunny poop. All of it. Every type, every meaning, everything you may not want to know but should. We're leaving no poop unturned. This is one of the most important topics for any bun parent to understand. Our bunny's poop is one of the clearest windows into their health that we have. It can tell us things before even other symptoms show up. So, without exaggerating, a daily health report is delivered straight to our litter box every single day. And once we know what we're looking at, it becomes one of the most useful things that we can monitor as a bunny caregiver. That's why being a bun parent automatically makes us a part of the poop patrol. So, let's get into it. And yes, I am going to be using the word poop approximately 100 times today. So first, how much do bunnies actually poop? The answer is a lot. The average healthy rabbit produces somewhere between 200 and 300 fecal pellets per day, and some sources suggest it can even be higher depending on the size of the bunny and what they're eating. 200 to 300 poops per day. The reason rabbits poop so much is because their entire health depends on the continuous movement of their digestive tract. They need to keep eating and they need to keep pooping in order to stay well. A rabbit whose gut slows down or stops is a rabbit in serious danger. So the sheer volume of output is not an inconvenience, it's actually a feature. It means everything is moving the way that it should. And the wonderful thing about bunny poops, normal rabbit poop has almost no smell and is very dry. It's not messy, it's not wet, and it's not unpleasant to deal with. They're just little round dried up balls. Super easy to clean up. And here's a fun fact that might change how you look at those little Cocoa Puffs forever. In the gardening world, rabbit poop is considered liquid gold. Seriously. It's one of the most prized natural fertilizers that you can get your hands on, and gardeners actively seek it out. Here's why it's so special. Unlike most other animal manures like horse or chicken, rabbit poop is what's called a cold manure. That means it can be applied directly to your garden soil and plants without first needing to be composted. Hot manures need to be fully broken down before use or they'll burn your plants. Rabbit poop? You can just scatter it straight from the litter box onto your garden beds or your houseplants without any risk of plant burn at all. It's also naturally rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the three key nutrients that plants need to grow strong and healthy, making it a really well-balanced organic fertilizer. So the next time you're cleaning out the litter box, remember, you're sitting on a gold mine. Your garden or your family's or friends' or neighbors' gardens would love them. There are two types of rabbit poops. Rabbits don't just produce one type. They have two, and they're very different from each other. Type 1 are the fecal pellets. These are the ones we all know, the little round Cocoa Puffs. Yep, like the cereal. And if you are a bunny parent, you've probably never been able to look at that cereal the same way again, or Nesquik cereal for that matter, which decided to make a chocolate puffed cereal that looks remarkably similar. And then they put a rabbit on the box. I don't know if anyone at Nestle ever connected those dots, but we have. The bunny community very much noticed. Once you have bunnies, these breakfast cereals become a very different experience. Bun parents, if any of you still eat these cereals, I'd like to know how you feel when you're eating them. Healthy fecal pellets should be round and fairly uniform in size, roughly from the size of a pea to a chickpea, depending on your bunny. Medium to light brown in color, dry but not rock hard. If you break one open, it should crumble really easily and reveal a grainy, fibrous interior that's made of undigested plant matter. They should almost be odorless, and that fibrous interior is actually a great sign. It means your rabbit is eating enough hay, which, as we've covered many, many times on this podcast, is the absolute foundation of a healthy bunny diet. The second type of poop, cecotropes. Cecotropes are the other type of dropping that our bunnies produce, and they're completely different from fecal pellets. And our bunnies eat them directly from their little tushies. And this is not only normal, it's actually essential for their health. Cecotropes are not feces. They're nutrient-packed dietary items produced in a specialized part of their digestive tract called the cecum, a pouch that's located at the junction of the small and large intestines. The cecum contains a naturally occurring community of bacteria and fungi that break down otherwise indigestible parts of the rabbit's food, and then they transform them into these soft, nutrient-dense clusters. It's from these cecotropes that a rabbit actually gets the majority of their nutrition, not from the first pass of food through their digestive system. Think of it like a cow chewing its cud, but it's even more efficient. The rabbit is essentially digesting their food twice, which is a remarkable feat of biology and also explains why they produce so many fecal pellets. They have to in order to keep that whole system moving. Healthy cecotropes look like a small cluster of dark, shiny, soft pellets. They very much look like a tiny bunch of grapes or a dark mulberry. They have a thin mucus coating and they're noticeably stickier and squishier and smellier than regular fecal pellets. All completely normal. Most of the time, we don't see our rabbits eating their cecotropes because they do it so quickly and do it directly from their bum. You might catch them doing what looks like they're grooming their private parts, and then they come up and they're chewing. That's them eating their cecotropes. You may occasionally find one or two that your bunny has missed, and that's fine. What you don't want to see is lots of uneaten cecotropes consistently left behind, which I'll come back to in a moment. Let's talk about what healthy poops look like. Getting familiar with what is normal for your specific bunny is one of the most valuable things you can do as a bun parent. Once you know their baseline, any change becomes really obvious and immediately visible to you. Here's what to check for. Quantity. Are they producing a consistent amount? A significant drop in output is always important to pay attention to. Size. Consistent and uniform, roughly pea to chickpea sized. Sizes can vary depending on the bunny. What matters is consistency for your individual bunny. Shape. Round and smooth. Misshapen or very elongated or double poops strung together are also ones that we want to be noting. Color. Medium to light brown. Color can shift slightly with diet changes, which is normal. Sudden, unexplained color changes might be worth monitoring. Texture. Dry and crumbly when broken open, not rock hard, not soft or mushy. Smell. Minimal. Normal fecal pellets are pretty much almost always odorless. If all of those are ticking along consistently for your bunny's gut is doing exactly what it should be doing. All right, when poop is telling you something is wrong, this is the part that we all as bun parents should know very well because catching things early can save our bunny's life. Here are the types of abnormal poops and what they might mean. Small or misshapen poops can mean your bunny isn't eating enough, which can often happen after surgery or if your bunny's teeth are hurting, or for any other reason that your bunny might not want to eat. Stress is also a very common cause. A strange noise, an environmental change, or a stressful experience can cause temporarily smaller poops. They should return to normal within a few hours once the stressor passes. Chronically small poops over a long period of time definitely deserve a vet visit. String of pearls poop. This is when fecal pellets are connected by a thin strand and strung together like a necklace. This indicates that our bunny is eating too much fur, ingesting too much of it, usually from grooming. It's a sign to increase brushing frequency and make sure they have plenty of hay to help move that fur through their system. We don't want the fur to accumulate and to then halt their gut. Let's talk about uneaten cecotropes. Finding the occasional cecotrope is fine. Finding them consistently and in large quantities is not. Rabbits will overproduce cecotropes when their diet has too much sugar. So if you're finding a lot of them, that's often a sign to reduce treats, make sure hay is making up the majority of the diet, and even potentially quantity of veggies might have to be adjusted. Cecotropes that are consistently left uneaten can also indicate mobility issues. An obese rabbit or an older rabbit with arthritis may not be able to reach their bottom comfortably to eat them. Mushy cecotropes. This is when the cecotropes are not forming properly. So they come out pasty, doughy, or toothpaste-like rather than the normal cluster of grape shape. It's usually caused by an imbalance in the cecum's bacterial ecosystem, either from a diet that's too high in sugar, starch, or carbohydrates, or too low in fiber. So reducing treats and increasing hay usually helps, but a vet consultation is always a good idea if it's persisting. Cecotropes stuck to the bottom. This is sometimes called a poopy butt situation, and yes, it sounds kind of funny, but it's actually pretty uncomfortable for the rabbit and can become serious if it's left unattended. If your rabbit has cecotropes stuck to their fur regularly, definitely go see a vet. Mucus in the poop. A clear jelly-like substance that's found in or around the fecal pellets suggests that there's some irritation in the gut, and that can be caused by antibiotics, pain medications, or anything that might affect intestinal contractions. It's pretty common during or after a course of medication or after a bout of GI stasis, but again, as usual, persistent mucus, you want to be checking in with a vet. True diarrhea. So this is pretty rare in adult rabbits, and it should always be treated as an emergency. Watery, runny, unformed stool that's not cecotropes is a serious sign. It can indicate poisoning, parasitic infection, or other significant illness. Get to a vet immediately. No poop at all. This is a big one. If your rabbit has not produced any droppings and has stopped eating, do not wait to see if it resolves. Contact your exotic vet immediately. Different sources cite different time frames, but the honest truth is that the window between early GI stasis and a critical situation can be very short. Some vets consider even 3 to 4 hours without eating to be a red flag, while most rabbit welfare organizations like to cite 12 hours as the emergency threshold. But what all sources agree on is this: the sooner you act, the better the outcome. Know your rabbit's normal output, and the moment something feels wrong, check in with your vet. It's better not to wait. We have had moments of GI stasis fear with our own bunnies, and I really can't stress enough how quickly things can change. The poop, or the absence of it, or the different shape of it is really an early warning system that we have. So, one of the simplest and most effective things that we can do as bunny parents is to take a quick look at the litter box every single day. You don't need to examine every individual poop, just do a general scan. Does it look like the usual amount? Does it look like the right size and shape? Is there anything that's unusual? Once you know what normal looks like for your specific bunny, anything off will stand out immediately. And catching something early before our bunnies are showing other symptoms can make a huge, enormous difference in how quickly they recover. I'm constantly on poop patrol, and doing a scan of their poops in their litter boxes is a very regular part of my daily routine. It's not like a deep, thorough dig through unless it's after a procedure or something like that, and I really want to make sure I know how they're doing. I just do a quick glance over it just to see if anything looks off. Our four bunnies have had their scares over the years, and so checking their poops is just integrated into my regular day. Once it becomes part of your routine, you won't even think twice about it. Fun fact, in the early days of having Rue, it's because of our diligence of very carefully looking through her poops that we discovered she had pinworms. So gross. I did share this story in a very early episode in the early days of this podcast, so you can go back and listen to that. But yes, it was gross, but very easily treatable. And that is everything you never wanted to know about bunny poop, and now you do. You're officially a certified bunny poop expert, if you weren't already. If you're a bun parent, likely you already knew most of this stuff. If you're new, well, welcome. Welcome to bunny parenthood. If you have any questions about your own bunny's poop, please do reach out to a trusted exotic vet and not just rely solely on what you've heard here. Every bunny is different, and your trusted vet will always be the best resource for you and your bunny and their specific situation. Come find me on Instagram at thebunmomlife or at littleloppyroo. Drop me an email at thebunmomlife@gmail.com or leave a comment on this YouTube or Spotify post or Apple Podcasts. You know I love hearing from you. And if you want to share your own bunny poop stories, I'm all ears and eyes. If you're enjoying the podcast, please like and subscribe. If you could take a moment to even rate and leave a review, that would mean the world to me. And just a little reminder, I am not a vet. I'm not a certified professional of any kind. Everything I've shared today comes from my own experience as a bun mom and from reputable rabbit care sources. Please always consult with a trusted exotic vet for anything health related. They'll always know best. All right, Fluffle Fam. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening wherever you are. You are loved and cherished always. Our Bun Bun sends you lots of boobs. Bye.